All right, let's talk national team. So we're going to go through the entire game for the national team, offensive line. We're going to talk a little bit of tight ends, stuff like that as well. Like I said in the American video, I know the video quality is not the best. It's the best that I can come up with in terms of being able to cut up the game. We are going to talk a lot about these guys, and when we break it down by drives. There's 10 drives. This is going to be a fairly long video. I can tell you now at the first drive, we're going to talk about a lot, probably close to twice as much as any other drive, but there was a lot of good stuff in there. I think that the national team had a lot more reps that could translate to what the Dolphins are doing in terms of the way that they ran the ball and ran some of the zone blocking schemes. So I think this is gonna be a really good review to, possibly look at these guys in terms of transition to the NFL and particularly the Dolphins. All right, let's get started here. Looking at national team drive one here. So first play, looking like some inside zone. All right, got Conerly up here at the top as your tackle, and then you got Jalen Rivers and what's it, Jonah Monheim in here at center. Real nice combo block. Would like to see better by Conerly there, right? He comes out of his stance in solid position, but then that defender is able to dip and turn, right? So not great there. Combo block here up to this linebacker. These guys do a really good job, right? Monheim does a good job staying on that block. See how they're creating a wall for the running back to run behind there. Backside here got Zabel and Mbow. All right, they're comboing up to this linebacker. Another good combo block. They stay on it nice and long, and then Mbow slides off at the end there. And then backside, you got Arroyo and Fannin. Not as much of a combo as a insert block there. So Arroyo could have been better. Um, you know, essentially takes him outside. Fannin does a good job leading up through. Next play. So now we're getting inside zone the other way. Solid job by Arroyo on the outside there. Got the insert from some other tight end. Got the combo on the front side here. Another really nice combo block. Would have liked to see Zabel be able to stay on there. Looks like both him and Mbow try to go off onto the linebacker, which, you know, all-star game going to have that sometimes. Really like the movement they had. Backside here, good job by Monheim and Rivers again. Right, that defender takes the B gap off the snap. Monheim doesn't chase it, just make sure he goes that way. So two really nice reps here from the national team to start their first drive. And then just an end zone view of that same play. You see again, right? This defender over here on the snap is right. He's even now. He's going over, so Monheim's not going to chase him. Nice double team there, getting together, and you can see there kind of at the end that you know both those guys probably should have just stayed on that block a little longer, but they both ended up letting the defensive tackle go, but didn't matter. Next play, we got pass protection, so that's going to be slide left protection. Um, this 34 from LSU, drawing a blank on his name and don't have that up on the roster. Savion, I want to say Jones, but don't quote me on that one. He had a really good day, and tough matchup for Zabel there. But he does a good job of, even though he can't stonewall him here, right? Zabel's flipping the hips and giving the quarterback some room to work with. Next play, outside zone. And we basically just get a little bit of confusion there as to who's doing what here. Um, Looking like, Just trying to add it all up here. Right, basically the Mbow and Arroyo combination block should have been working up to this linebacker, and they do a solid job of that. That defender wants to stay to the outside, that linebacker's run to the outside, right? They're creating a nice lane there. So our next combination block should have been from Monheim and Zabel up to this linebacker, right? And really would have liked to see Monheim stay a little flatter there and give a little bit of assistance. There's no reason to sprint out to that running back right away. Um, and I don't know whether Zabel was expecting help there or just kind of overset too far. You can see that he was a little late there in reacting to get back into it again. I don't know whether that's because he expected Monheim to be comboing there, which is what we typically see on an outside zone play. Um, hard to tell how they were telling them to run that during the game. Uh, Backside combo here, Conerly and Rivers. Don't like Rivers turning his shoulders to the backside here. Would like to see him stay a little more square before climbing to his linebacker up there. And you can see that he's late getting to that linebacker because of it. So early on, the inside zone was looking a lot better than the outside zone. So we get a screen pass here, and you can see that it's basically one-on-one up front with Monheim kind of leaking out here. We saw the Dolphins doing this with Brewer. He passes up that first defender because he should be picked up by the receiver, gets to the next level, doesn't get a body on him, but just being out there makes that defender make a decision. Next play. Getting a 3/4 slide to the left here. Good pocket, nothing of note. All right, now we're getting some toss action here. So it's going to be crack toss, right? You got the slot receiver here blocking down. You got Conerly getting out in the open field, like the way that he gets out there. And everybody else is just going to be outside zone from here. So Monheim and Rivers should be trying to combo through that tackle, which they do a good job of. Like to see Rivers be able to get off of that a little better. But we can work with that. Good job on the backside here, right? Zabel does not get horizontal too quick, right? He climbs vertically, and that allows Mbow to get in there and to take that defender to the ground. So really like the backside of that. Next play. So getting a half slide to the left. Nothing really of note here. Conerly gets a decent set here. And when that defender goes to the inside, right, just does a good job of washing him down, right, especially with a left-handed quarterback, just allows him to kind of slide out there and make a play. No, nothing too bad here. Next play, so we get an insert there. Looking like a bit of duo action, right, with Fannin trying to insert and seal that end. It does a pretty good job of that there. Get the other tight end climbing to the linebacker. I think that's Arroyo. So we get the double team there between Conerly and Rivers. Good job with it. Would like to see Conerly, not commit so far inside of that he can't climb to this linebacker up here. But, the movement created from the beginning is going to turn that into a solid play. In most cases, Monheim just blocking backside on that one technique, and then good combo on the backside here is Zabel and Mbow, right? Not leaving early. Would like to see them try to create a little bit more movement. See Mbow get around there. Zabel doing a good job of putting himself in position to get to that next level, but not leaving early. Next play, so get a little bit of a trick play here. Going to get a 3/4 slide to the left protection, and everything is good for first drive of the national team. All right, second drive for the national team. A lot shorter drive here, right? So getting that duo action again. And Bartholomew not being able to get inside of that defensive end that's slanting, right? Or, even though he's slanting, right, don't need to seal him out. That's that Savion Jones again, had a hell of a game. Don't need necessarily get inside of him, but need to be able to get some vertical push and not, just let him get upfield. Rest of it looked pretty good. Looks like we have Caleb Rogers in at right tackle. We got Jalen Travis Rogers is right guard, Travis is right tackle. You got Milum over here at left tackle, and I'm thinking that is, let me see, get a number here. Yep, that's Anthony Belton in there at left tackle. We still got Monheim at center. So our combination here between Travis and Rogers, would like to see Rogers stay on that a little longer before he climbs to the next level. And then on the combo on the backside here, would like to see a little Monheim stay a little more squared, deliver more of a forearm there before he climbs to the next level. But good job overall from the front five. Next play. Got a penalty. And then we're just getting a quick screen pass out here. Nice job again by Monheim. Getting out into space. See that Belton looks pretty athletic for a big guy out there. Milum looking pretty decent out in space as well. All right, getting into the third drive for the national team. Looks like we got the same lineup that was in there for that last series. It was short, getting some outside zone action here. So we got a combination there. Really like that combination block between Belton and Bartholomew, right? Belton really does a good job. Spilling over that defensive end, maybe a little too much, getting both hands in there. As you can see, right, he's a little late being able to adjust back in there, but I think he's got the right idea there. The next combo block, as we're looking, looks like they decided to, just let the center climb to that linebacker, and Milum shows some good short area quickness in terms of getting over there and sealing that block, right? That's one that we've talked about a lot, a guard being able to get around and seal a 3 technique. So nice job there. Same by Rogers there. He's got the 1 technique. Doesn't get as clean of a seal as what Milum does, but still plenty good enough. And then you got Travis on the backside there. Would like to see him get his head across a little better, but certainly could be worse. Next play. Getting some play action. A little bit of a counter look there with the guard and the tight end. Nothing really of significance for the offensive line there. Moving to the next play. So now we're actually getting to see that. So the blocking here is counter, right? So we're pulling the left guard, right, which is, what is it? So that's Caleb Rogers, Texas Tech, right, coming across that kick out block. In decent position there, especially with that defensive end squeezed in the way that he did. Front side of it, we got Belton and Milum here. They're blocking down and comboing through that defensive tackle and up to the linebacker. So good job there. Monheim blocking back to the backside. All right, so good job there. And pretty good overall. I think that back here, I think that, was that Jalen Travis was kind of hoping for that defensive end to get upfield a little more, which he really didn't do. So he's able to scrape over the top and get in on the play. That linebacker here, let's see, who was that? Looks like our insert. Was that the insert? Oh no, that was the combo here. Looks like both Belton and Milum leave the defensive tackle and climb to a linebacker, leaving the defensive tackle. Said it on an earlier drive there, right? All-star game, you're going to have stuff like that, but the movement they got was good. 4th and 1, got a timeout there. Coming back, right? Now we're getting, it's like inside zone duo action. So we're getting Travis out here just sealing the end. Good job creating a little bit of movement there. So we got next is the combo block, which is going to be Rogers and Monheim there. Right? And they do a decent job of creating some movement. Would like to see Travis stay on that a little longer, right? They've got that linebacker stacked up behind that double team. Just keep moving that out of the way. And then on the front side here, we're going to have Milum and Belton. And same idea there. Like, Milum is, just kind of popping and leaving when it's really not necessary there yet. Would like to see them really work to create that first level movement and wait a little longer to slide off the combo block to that linebacker. Then last play of drive 3 here. Looks like I might have got the same play because it looks like they didn't convert, and that looks like the exact same play. All right, so we got national team drive 4. Looks like we got Conerly, Rivers, Zabel, Rogers, and maybe Trapilo on the outside there. So we're getting a little inside zone, play action, fake there. Nothing to see from the offensive line. Next play. Now we're getting some inside zone. They're giving it. So basically got Conerly sealing to the outside, does an okay job there, and then your 2 combo blocks. Right, they are looks like they're, so the Rivers and Zabel combo block ends up going to this outside linebacker here. Probably should have gone to this linebacker there because you can see it on the backside here. You got Travis and Trapilo getting a little bit of movement, and then Trapilo is sliding off onto that linebacker. So the middle or Mike linebacker ends up as a free runner. But the movement by Travis and Trapilo gets enough for first down. Next play, inside zone play action again, throwing out to Fannin in the flats. Just an RPO, nothing to really see there. 3rd and 11 here. Not really getting your typical slide protection here, right? Zabel's just kind of retreating and looking for who needs help, and big surprise, it's that LSU number 34, that Savion. Travis doesn't really try to block him, so maybe it was a slide rate protection because you can see that Travis goes to his outside gap after passing that off to Zabel. Kind of an awkward looking slide protection both from Zabel and Travis there, I'd say. But you got Trapilo out there doing a good job. You got your inside guys, or your left side guys, Rivers and Conerly, both doing a good job on their defenders here too. Next play now, slide left, much cleaner looking slide protection there. Um, Good job by Trapilo and Travis over here. And then the slide protection over there as Rivers passes that on to Zabel, right? Going to find some work with Conerly. Good job across the board. Now we're getting that counter action again. All right, so let's start from the front side. We're getting the combo block between Conerly and Rivers. Would like to see Rivers stay on that a little longer since that linebacker's going over the top. Probably should have been Conerly sliding off onto the linebacker, but good first level movement there. And then Zabel on the backside here. So this is a really tough block. I mean, that's an outside aligned defensive tackle. So, probably a 5 technique or a wide 4. Gets a good jump on the snap. And ideally you have, so Travis is pulling out. So Zabel and Trapilo are trying to close that. But that defensive tackle does a good job of shooting that gap. And then from the kick out block side of it, Travis is in good position for that. So, really just a really good play by the defensive tackle there, and tough ask by either Zabel or Trapilo to be able to make that block when he's jumping the snap count. Getting that half slide to the right protection, right? So now you got Zabel kind of retreating back, right? Seeing how it develops, and then taking over the block from Travis before Travis goes to the outside. Quick swing pass there, so nothing too dramatic. And this looks to be half slide again, just the way that the Zabel's kind of going all the way over with that. So it's going to put Rivers and Conerly one-on-one. Rivers does a good job. Conerly kind of sets outside and gets beat to the inside there. Thought everybody else outside of Conerly, good rep on this one. All right, we're getting into drive 6 here for the national team. So we're getting more inside zone there. So our lineup there is Belton, Milum, Monheim, Zabel, and Trapilo. Looks like we got Bartholomew and Fannin as our tight ends. Not sure what Belton's doing there, going to the inside on that. Looks like he should probably be out here on the defensive end because we got Milum and Monheim on the combo block that's taking that one technique and getting solid movement there. Like the way they're both staying on that block, and you can see Monheim coming off the combo late there. So like that combo block. Front side here, Zabel and Trapilo. Zabel kind of falling off the block there. Trapilo does a good job of sticking with it. And then backside solid job from both Bartholomew and Fannin. Fannin doing a good job of getting that inside position and sealing pretty well. Bartholomew getting up there and attaching to a linebacker, gives the running back some space. Next play. So now we're getting inside zone or duo action. So basically, exact same thing here, right? Except we got Belton now is taking that outside guy. Off the snap, that defensive tackle steps away. So Milum kind of lets Monheim take over that. And you can see the way that works out, right? So, the back is reading that block. So once that defensive tackle slants inside, Monheim has that position, right? You can see where the lane is developing. Milum does a good job getting to that next level, right? And the back pops through. backside combination, so Trapilo and Zabel. Better job here of Zabel getting onto that block, a little bit of vertical movement, and Trapilo does a good job of not leaving early. They just kind of engulf that linebacker as they climb to the next level. So good play all around here up front. Now we're getting outside zone to the left. We'd really like to see Belton get off the ball better here and really try to pressure that defensive end to the outside. He just kind of assumes the guy is going to go to the outside, which he does. But, if you really run off the ball and attack this a little better, then one, you can create some better contact, but two, widen that out a little bit. Ends up being enough for the back, but has to adjust in the backfield earlier than what he would like to. Had Belton attack that back probably stays the outside here, where you see Milum and Monheim creating that wall for him to run behind. Really like that rep by Monheim, getting off the ball, getting around. Would like to see Milum probably stay just a little bit longer on that, but overall, good rep on the front side. Back side of that, tough ask for Zabel. Maybe needs to take a little flatter angle there to be able to get to that Mike linebacker. And then, okay, so that's Mbow on the backside here, right? And that's a good athletic play to get around that 3 technique and be able to, seal him for the most part from slanting in. Next play here, getting a slide left protection. And everything up front was fairly decent. Obviously, Belton ends up on the ground. Would like to see a little more from Milum there, right? If we're in slide left protection, Milum's got that B gap. Would like to see him commit a little more to that. But other than that, pretty solid protection up front. Next one here. Right, slide left protection again. And everything looks pretty good up front. Quick pass. Everybody's holding the ground pretty well. So it's just going to be the end zone angle of that. And you can see again, right? So they're getting off the ball here. And everybody's holding their own. Right, sliding to the left. Milum finding some work. Good stuff. All right, short drive this time for the national team. Drive 6 coming out of half. So looks like a slide left protection here. Have a blitzing linebacker. So part of this comes down to how it's ID'd, right? Whether they ID this linebacker as being part of the protection or this linebacker up here. It's easy to Monday morning quarterback this, right? But, it's easy to say that Monheim should have blocked back on that linebacker, but if this is the linebacker they ID'd, right, and Travis is working to the outside and Monheim goes to the linebacker, then we have number 34, Savion Jones. I really hope I'm getting his name right. I'm look like a fool. But then we have him running free. So, might look like a blown protection, but at the same time, that also may have been the one backer that's ID'd as not being accounted for by the offensive line or by the running back. Going to be tough to see a whole lot on that one. So that looks like, so we had guard pulling. You can see that Rivers is coming around with the late angles there. Tough to see exactly what was going on. Slide left protection, man. Travis gets Swim move by Jones there. Dude had a hell of a game. Everything else was decent. I mean, Conerly getting beat to the outside, but had the quarterback been able to step up, I think that maybe he recovers enough. Still not a great rep there from Conerly, but not made worse by Travis getting beat off the snap. And now we're just going to see the end zone angle of that one. Again, right, you can see Travis just getting out of his stance. You can see he's not balanced, right? Kind of side to side too much. And the quickness of Jones is just too much for him. Oops. And that was the end of that drive. All right, so here we are looking at national team drive 7 now. So got some more inside zone here. Same type of combo insert thing over here. Phantom walling out, Bartholomew leading up. You got Zabel and Jalen Travis on the combo here. Don't like Travis getting turned in that much. He should be climbing up there, but that linebacker is really sitting back. Come on the backside, Monheim and Rivers, right? Like the way that looks. Conerly, I think that he was hoping to pass it and to get that guy going upfield. He clearly was slanting inside and ends up blowing up the play. Just a tough look for Conerly there, trying to entice him upfield, and by doing that, puts him into a poor position to be able to get back inside and wall him off. Next play here, I got a false start. So next one. All right, so got half slide left there. Good job all around, right? Nothing too complicated on the slide side. Got Travis doing well here on the end. Got Zabel, getting a little chip there from the running back on his way through, and then being able to recover. So outside zone, play action. Nothing to see offensive line wise. Again, inside zone with some reverse action, right? And you can see not a whole lot from the offensive line here, but Conerly does a good job of, selling the inside zone and then just climbing to a wall off type position. Everybody else kind of doing the same thing. Nothing too special there from a blocking perspective. Got that half slide to the left again. Another good set of protection. Travis doing a good job out here of, as that guy's trying to bend around the edge. I mean, Travis is not the most athletic guy, right? But maintaining contact and just putting that weight on the backside of that defender, getting him to the ground. Zabel doing a good job on the inside against Jones there. Quarterback scrambling out, never going to know that's happening. And the slide protection was good on that drive. All right, hang in there. We got, let's see, we got 3 more drives to go. So this is going to be number 8 into the 4th quarter. So we're getting outside zone, play action. Again, not a whole lot to see from an offensive line perspective. Next play, getting some duo action. Same thing that we've seen here a few times. Not sure who the tight end is there. We got Fannin trying to get inside and seal off Savion Jones. Tough ask for him. Good job here between Caleb Rogers and Trapilo. Would probably like to see a little bit more vertical movement here and not seeing Trapilo leave that combo quite as quick. I like the way that Zabel is doing it up here with Milum a little better. Would like to see them close the distance on the double team, right? But I like how Zabel stays on that a little longer to get to that linebacker. He doesn't, get a hold of the linebacker, but you can see the angle that that linebacker is taking, trying to go over the top. So good stuff there. More play action. More play action. Let's go back to that. That's what I thought I saw there, right? So we got Wyatt Milum here, right? Left guard, sliding off to that blitzing linebacker. He gets in the air, puts him on the ground. Gotta love that. All right. Half slide left. Quick throw, not a whole lot to see there. And then last play of this drive, which is actually a 2-point conversion attempt. Same idea. There's kind of a rollout. Nice job by Trapilo on the front side there of, getting even, getting a little bit of help with the chip from the running back. And then getting the help inside from Rogers as well to put that defender on the ground. All right, drive 9 for the national team. Getting that duo action again. Not able to get the seal block. We've seen this a few times where, one of these tight ends is climbing and the other one's trying to seal. We got Bartholomew trying to seal the defensive end, who's slanting inside. Tough assignment to get inside there and seal him, but would really like to see Bartholomew create some vertical movement there, and we just don't get that. In terms of the combo blocks, Mbow and Monheim here at guard, right? Good job there. Would like to see Monheim be able to work to the right side of that defender a little better than what he does there. And then backside combo, Zabel and Rivers. Again, nice job by Zabel. Being patient on that combination block before climbing. And then on the backside here, you can see that Conerly gives that same pass set, right? Not quite as aggressive, and that defensive end isn't slanting inside, but you can still see the idea there. Half slide right. Not a whole lot to see here. Maybe we'd like to see Monheim help a little more with Zabel before he leaves, but still not a bad job. Like Zabel isn't getting completely walked back. Gives the quarterback a little bit of time, and had this gone a little further, is probably giving the quarterback an okay escape lane there. Last play of this drive. Another half slide. All right, now on that one you can see that Monheim's a little more patient before leaving. Zabel, having a little trouble with power again there. Seen that a couple times now. And seeing a better showing from Rivers and Conerly out here. All right, almost there. Last drive here. So this is going to be, looks like some outside zone. Like the way that Conerly is getting outside right away, and really they should have been more of a bounce read for the running back here. Same thing with Rivers getting to the outside initially. Would like to see him get a little further to the outside and seal that, but ends up doing a good job just maintaining contact. And maybe that's where that running back was reading more than Conerly, more than the block that Conerly had. Zabel getting to the play side, climbing up and sealing a linebacker. Would obviously like to see a little better contact at that next level, but like the movement skills to get there. Monheim, one technique, really like his the way that he gets around there, gets the hips and seals, and then Mbow on the backside here, right? Now that's what you want to see from that backside cutoff, right? Gets to a cutoff position, attaches to that linebacker, and then creates vertical movement. Getting that crack toss action again, getting Conerly out in space. Uh, like the way he gets out there and attaches. Everybody else is running outside zone, so we got Zabel trying to cut off the one technique, and Rivers trying to climb to this linebacker. You can see that Rivers doesn't quite get there. Again, got to take more of a flat path there and cut him off first, and then try to attach to him. Zabel starts out in okay position. I think that he starts to try to um, wheel around a little too early. Would like to see him try to sprint to the sideline a little more. Jones with looks like he's got some pretty long arms there, able to keep him off his body. Monheim with another great rep of getting out there. Um, Needs to be a little more under control of the point of attack, but solid overall. And then Mbow getting around. Good backside cutoff. Half slide right. You got Conerly with the inside move there. Not an awful job here. I'd really rather once that defender cuts to the inside, really driving him more into the line of scrimmage as opposed to continue to catch him there. But not an awful rep there. Rivers, would like to see him maintain a little better contact as they're looping around there, right? Clearly, Conerly and Rivers decided they were sticking with man protection as opposed to trying to pass that off. So just got to continue to widen that pocket. Play action. Now we're getting inside zone. So solid job by Conerly sealing to the outside. Would like to see Rivers help with that combo block with Zabel a little more before he's climbing to the next level. No reason to leave as early as he does. On the backside, Monheim doing a decent job getting to that cutoff position. Would like to see a little more vertical push. And then Mbow does a good job getting to the linebacker. Now we're getting that duo action. So up the top here, got the combo between Conerly and Rivers. Again, Rivers leaving early there. No reason not to continue to generate first level movement before climbing. Zabel just walling off the backside. Nice job just escorting him up the field. And then Monheim letting that happen and climbing to that linebacker. Would like to see a little better inside leverage there, knowing that this play is designed to run to the left side there. But like his athleticism getting there. And then Mbow on the backside. All you got to do is make sure he goes to the outside, and that's exactly what you get. Half slide right again. Got Belton out there now. Good position for the most part, but then allows him to get back inside. Obviously, the ball is thrown, but would like to see Belton be able to, once that defender decides he's going there, you got to make him stay there. But the rest of the pass pro is pretty good. And then last play of the day for the national team here. Right, 4th and 2. I'm not even sure what they were trying to do here, because it looks like the line's almost blocking like they were given the reverse. They were almost pass blocking, and yet they hand the ball off. So I'm not sure what happened on that one. All right, let's talk about this list. I mean, Conerly had some ups and downs in the game, kind of the same as what he had in the 1v1s. I know a lot of people are really high on him as a higher first round pick. I'm not quite there on him. I feel like there's a little bit of confirmation for me in the Senior Bowl that he's not in that group of top tackles. Mbow looked better as a tackle in the game than he did in the 1v1s. Definitely showed, the high level athleticism. Thought he had a pretty good showing in the game. Rivers was up and down when we talk about in terms of the Dolphins type stuff. I think that long way to go for him in the zone blocking stuff, that he was leaving a lot of blocks early. His pass blocking was pretty good, but not a player that I see being a great fit for the Dolphins. Ursery did not play. Monheim had a lot of good stuff both at center and at guard. Showed good athleticism on the screen passes where he was leaking out. Showed some good feel for the zone blocking on the inside of not, leaving early, right? And some good athleticism locating targets in the open field. Belton, big dude, good and bad. I think that the way that people talked about Patrick Paul in terms of his techniques, I think is a lot of what you're seeing with Anthony Belton. I think that he's further behind than what Patrick Paul was coming into the league last year. But, when you look at the size and his athleticism, there's a lot to like with Anthony Belton. Jalen Travis and Caleb Rogers, solid outings for both of them in the game. I wouldn't say there was anything real spectacular with either of those guys. Wyatt Milum, who really struggled in the 1v1 portions, kind of had a bounce back. And, while I'm not super high on Milum, he was worse in the 1v1s than what I expected. And in the game, kind of looked more like what I saw at West Virginia. I don't see him as a top guard, but I do think that he is a solid player. And that's the way that I felt that he showed in the game as well. Zabel continued his good play from the 1v1s, the team practices. There was a couple of reps there where it seemed like he was kind of caught off guard with the power, but he does a good job of redirecting that power. So I don't necessarily see that being a huge issue. I don't necessarily see him as being that big inside zone guard that a lot of people seem to want. But when we talk about the more athletic guards in the Dolphins scheme, particularly what I think they're going to like on the right side, I'm still really high on Zabel being a great fit for that. And then Trapilo, I don't think he had too many reps in that game. Didn't feel like it doing that film review, and maybe it's just a good thing that I didn't see and talk about him much. But I think that him and Belton are similar in the sense they're both really big guys. I think Belton's a little better athlete, and I think Trapilo is a little more refined right now. I think that Trapilo, I'd put him similar to the Kansas tackle from the American team. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. But in terms of guys that I think will be good NFL players, but just probably not great fits with the Miami Dolphins. If you sat through this, I really appreciate it. Hope you guys learned something from it, and we'll talk again soon.